Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. What are we doing today, Joel?
Pretty well, I guess. We made it through the grind of another NHL regular season, and we end it on a bang. My word, the goals were flowing last night. Too bad we didn't do the puck bucks because I would have done extremely well. 6-1 on the overs. The Salami hit. We were 1 goal or 2 goals away in the Lightning Rangers game from getting a 45-1 ticket in. Suggested by Gorgon every game to go over 5.5, and thanks to the Leafs scoring with 2 seconds left or whatever it was to get that one to 3-3. It was only the Rangers Lightning that failed there. But yeah, awesome day. Put that in the back of your minds. Write a note. End of the season, it was more like preseason. And the overs were very nice. Like if you weren't betting the Salami last few weeks, I don't know what the fuck you were doing. Because definitely a good season overall. Not nearly as good as last year in terms of the regular season futures, the awards and whatever, but a lot better in terms of the game by game betting, largely because there was no real downfall during Lent for once.
No, yeah, I mean all the games yesterday were flying over. I was up in the New York City watching that Rangers game. It was Sam Rosen's final game, so I guess the Rangers put in a good effort there.
It's a power play goal.
I
love that call.
So, yeah, I think they're like playing that in the Garden now whenever they score a power play goal. So that's gonna be pretty cool for him. They got Kenny Albert coming back next year, moving from radio, so that's gonna be good for the Rangers. Ended a pretty bad season for them on a high note, especially after the Panarin stuff came out yesterday morning. So I
saw that on the ticker, like he was molesting some girl or something. I don't know.
Something with a team employee. It's yesterday bunch of overs, Salami hit, and we saw bunch of teams not really caring. Flyers lost in regulation to get the fourth best lottery odds after Flyers fans were whining for the past month about how they're jeopardizing their future for winning these games. But no, we got Michkov 2 goals, a loss there, some fun hockey. So that was good there. Yeah, bunch of overs, Salami. Good. Not good hockey the past few days, but Salami, as you always say, is the funnest bet in sports, and it's also been profitable recently. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind for next season. Top of the show here, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Might be fewer podcasts moving forward during nighttime throughout the playoffs, but we're going to do a rare Saturday podcast tomorrow at around 4 o'clock Eastern to go over our final playoff bets and look at some of the game 1, game 2s going on. So make sure you subscribe and look forward to that. Of course, make sure you also check out the SGPN app. There is a NBA NBA playoff contest. Pick every game against the spread, $1,000 first place prize, winner take all. Enter at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA playoffs. Make sure you get in on that. And there's been some news since we did our Western Conference preview. Some big news out of Dallas with Jason Robertson playing in Game 82 for some reason, and now he's out week to week. Could miss the entire first round.
Yeah, and the market certainly moved on that news. Avalanche started off as very small dogs. Now they're like minus 180 I've seen in places, which is pretty wild. I don't know if that kind of move is merited. Almost looking at Dallas now. That's pretty massive. He's been very inconsistent in the playoffs. Like one series he'll just go off, score 5 or 6 goals, and the next he'll be entirely absent. But yeah, that's still a massive loss, especially considering the Stars offense has really dried up over the past couple months. And also the Jets have a couple injuries as well. Nemesnikov, I don't know if he's seriously hurt, but I know he got hit pretty good with a puck, blocking a shot in his last game. And who's the other one? There was Ehlers. He's missing the first round most likely, and Velarde as well. He's questionable for the first game at least. So yeah, Jets are a little bit of turmoil there, and the Blues got Robert Thomas back apparently. So that's not ideal, but I'm sure they'll still be able to take care of St. Louis.
Yeah, I forgot Dylan Holloway has been out for the Blues now. He's been great under under Armstrong there in St. Louis. So that's key. And yeah, for Dallas, Robertson, he's not always consistent, especially in the playoffs, but he takes away one of their top options of a line that can go off. Like looking at their lines right now, I'm assuming this is from today's practice. Like they have Granlund and Dadonov playing with Hintz, Marchment, Duchesne, Sagan, Ben, Johnston, Rantanen. Like, sure, those lines could go off, but like Granlund, Dadonov, and Hintz on the top line should not be a top line. That should be their third line, realistically.
Well, it is de facto. I mean, they split the time up pretty evenly.
Yeah.
And the third line last year was getting most of the ice time. So it's just on paper, it's the third line. It really is the first line. That sounded pretty good to me. When you're listening to those names, they're still pretty stacked in terms of their forward depth.
Well, but you also got to look at the Avalanche lines too, because I saw today Bednar said Landeskog's an option for all of round one. Like if you put him in on the third line, you got Lehkonen, McKinnon, Natchez, Drouin, Nelson, Nichushkin, Landeskog, Coyle, and either Kiviranta or Colton there. Like that's good, and they have better defense. The Avs have better defense. I know you're biased and you don't want to put your heart into it too much, but I mean, Avs should be favored. They shouldn't be minus 180, but they should be the favorite in this series, I think.
Yeah, I've seen even they're the favorite to win the cup now at certain books. Like there's been a massive wave of support for the Avalanche in the past couple of days. And yeah, Landeskog was on the fifth line practice day, which tells me that he's probably not playing in Dallas. Like there's talk that he's just going to come back for game 3 to get the home crowd boost kind of thing. Everyone will be going mad. That's a possibility. So yeah, we'll see if he's around for game 1. I would say it's less than a 50% chance he is dressed for game 1.
Yeah, I mean the Avs have been playing pretty well, right? So maybe they just try to keep this rolling, and if they need a jolt, they bring him in and play him every few games or so to make sure he's back up to NHL speed.
For sure.
Yeah, and that's only one of the 2 games tomorrow. Like this schedule came out, and I don't get it. Like the Lightning series isn't starting until Tuesday. The Wild have a game starting at 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 p.m. local time. Like these schedule makers, just NHL continues to fuck things up.
Yeah, the Tuesday one, I don't get it all. There's also a Devils game on at 6 on a weekday.
Yeah,
like I never see that before. At least not that I can remember. And yeah, an 8 o'clock game. That's Banana Land. I don't know why they doing that.
Remember back in the bubble, didn't like the Avs have a game 7? Like
okay, the bubble was fucked because nobody was working anyway. Everyone was working at home.
True, yeah, but that was on like USA Network or some bullshit network in the States, so no one saw that. But yeah, I mean, 2 games tomorrow, 3 games Sunday, 4 games Monday, Tuesday, 3 games. So this is the best time for hockey fans. It's straight hockey, 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. through past midnight. So sit on your couch, go to a bar, whatever you do, and just enjoy the hockey there.
It's actually my birthday too, so and of course I don't work Wednesday, so it's fine with me. That's actually ideal. I love an 8 o'clock start. It's like mountain time then.
Yeah, that's great for you. Yeah, because you usually get what 7 p.m. local time, and then like all the games are over by 10. So yeah, you got a nice night of hockey there for you.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Anything else the past few days before we get into the Eastern Conference preview?
Not that I can think of. I mean, Hellebuck has been faded a little bit in the market. There's a lot more Draisaitl love coming out among the voters. TSN, for some reason, they had Hellebuck in 8 of the 12 ballots for some reason, but TSN is kind of stupid. But yeah, no, I'm definitely a little more confident in Hellebuck or in Draisaitl now rather than I was worried that Thomas Drance would just put Quinn Hughes number 1 just because he loves him so much. But he admitted today that he had him down ballot, so that should be another Draisaitl number 1 vote.
Yeah, and I saw NHL.com had their trophy tracker I think today, and they had McKinnon kind of as a runaway number 1 for the Hart with 66 points, 6 first place votes. Kucherov second, 48, 4 first place votes. And then Hellebuck with 47 points, 3 first place votes. I don't know how many of these people on that panel actually vote for it, but anyone but Hellebuck, and I think we're good. Did you
well, no Kucherov. I don't have any
big. You don't have any Kucherov had any big numbers. So, do you have Hart odds live at any books right now? Because like all the legal books took them off.
Yeah, no, they're all done.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind. See when that's going to be announced sometime during the.
But I saw at some sharp books like he was closing it like pick 'em. Drive
Who was?
before the
Draisaitl Hellebuyck?
markets close. Yeah. So he definitely
Yeah.
got some late love.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to see there. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else here. Skylar Brindamore scored a goal last night. That's good to see for him. Good to see him, possibly his only NHL games there. So, sure, good for him. Yeah.
12 goals in that game.
Yeah, that was great.
Love to see it.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the Eastern Conference previews here. We're going to start with the Carolina Hurricanes -245 against the New Jersey Devils +200. Canes -1.5 is -115. Devils +1.5 is -105. The Devils did get Dougie Hamilton back. I saw he played in their final regular season game, so that was a bit surprising to me. Obviously, Jack Hughes is still out for the entire postseason. Siegenthaler appears to still be out for at least the first round. So we talked about this series when this was the first series to kind of lock in, and we said we'd like the Canes at -245. They're still there. Canes on the spread -115. I like quite a bit. Canes to win game 1 in series is around -110 as well. As I scroll down here, -110 there. Like, we know the Canes, you can't trust them in the Eastern Conference Final. You can't trust them later on, but they're one of the best teams during the regular season for a reason. They know how to win in the first round. I think they had that gentleman's sweep last year against the Islanders, beat someone in 6 the year before. They have a bad road record, 16-21-4, so that's definitely something to keep in mind moving forward. But once again, I just don't think the Devils have really what it takes here. Canes, kind of are limping into the playoffs now. Lost 3 straight, lost 7 of their past 8. They didn't really have much to play for. But I don't think they're going to be a team that has trouble flipping that switch with Rod Brindamore, kind of the way they play. Last 10 games, still have the 4th best expected goals for. Devils up there at number 10. So, maybe don't write off the Devils too quickly, but I think I have to. We've said it before, like, they're not a team yet that's built for the postseason. Not having Jack Hughes takes it, a step further there, even more so. Season series, Devils did win the first 2 at home, or they split it because Carolina won in October 4-2, and then at home in December 5-2. Both team won their home games. So this could be a long series. I could see the Devils, taking it to 6, possibly 7. But I think Canes -245. You don't want to lay that juice, but I think that's probably the best way to go, or just the game 1 and series at -110.
Originally, I kind of like the Hurricanes just because the Devils struggle with the goaltending, but so do the Hurricanes. And then, of course, there's Jack Hughes and how that already limited offense becomes a whole lot more limited with their best playmaker, best forward, best player. But everyone is picking the Hurricanes, and the line isn't moving at all. So, yeah, this is not one that I'm really strong on. The other Hurricanes and a couple parlays from a while back, but at this point, I might, if I had to bet now, I might even take the Devils. I don't think that the line should be quite this big anymore. And the Devils, of course, I mentioned the other show that they are 3rd best in the league in terms of off the rush chances defensively, which is a predictive metric for cup winners and faring well in the playoffs in general. So that's definitely good for them because the Hurricanes defense this year has been abysmal compared to how they played past few years. And they've lost even more of their goal scoring with Nature's gone and losing Rantanen as well. So I don't think Stankoven is on either of those players' level. And yeah, I just can't trust the Hurricanes as massive favorites here. We saw this series a couple years ago. Devils gave them a good run. I think it was over in 6 for the Hurricanes, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm torn on this one right now. If you do bet it, I would just do the -1.5. Don't forget about the -245, or the Devils 2-1. This is not a series that I'm really strong on. I still hope the Devils win just because I generally like that team and I want them to get some more playoff experience so we can back them in future playoffs. But Markstrom's got to pull together because he's been terrible. I'd rather have Jake Allen than Markstrom at this point, the way both goalies have played for the past half a year, really since Markstrom came back from that injury. So, this is not a series I'm terribly invested in.
Yeah, good point there about the Canes goalie. Like, I don't know who they're going to be starting. They'll probably start Anderson, but neither goalie has been really good at all this season. So I don't understand why they're the second favorite for the East at 4-1. You got Panthers plus 370.
It's the path.
But like, even if they get past the Devils, they have to play the Caps. Like, unless the Canadians are live dogs, especially at their price. But you got to play the Caps. I feel like just whoever comes out of the Atlantic has a much better opportunity, especially given how we've seen the Canes choke in the Eastern Conference Final, year after year.
Yeah, I just don't have that much faith in the Caps. So I think that the Hurricanes have by far the best chance to make it to the Eastern Conference Final. So that's why I think that the market likes them.
And yeah, we did see this 2 years ago in the second round. The Canes took them down in 5 there. So
5, okay.
Yeah, so yeah. If you take the spread at minus 115 or the game 1 series at minus 110, don't lay the minus 245 unless you want to for some reason.
Unless you want to.
Archer, if you're out there and want to lay it, go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we are brought to you by Edge Boost. Ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right before a big bet? Ever needed cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables but hit your ATM limit? Edge Boost has your back. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors. Edge Boost gives you fast, reliable access to your funds, making it easier to move money when and where you need it without the delays that can come with traditional banks. For you high rollers, you can move up to $250,000 a day on your Edge Boost Visa debit card with unlimited withdrawals. This works 24/7 for instant deposits. Never wait for a wire to clear again. And it gets better. Every time you deposit into a qualified gambling account, you earn cashback rewards up to 0.5%. All this for no usage fees and no minimum balance. Edge Boost is a debit account that makes it easy to get started. No credit checks, no minimum balance, and no usage fees. Simply verify your identity and you're ready to go. Finally, Edge Boost has a suite of responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. What are you waiting for? Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And of course, mybookie.ag is your place to bet on every sport, including the playoffs, plus props for every game. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That is mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, going over to the Atlantic Division here, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs minus 170 against the Ottawa Senators plus 145. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 120. Sens plus 1.5 is minus 140. Joel, what do you have for the Battle of Ontario here?
Looking forward to this one. Of course, it's always a case of Schadenfreude whenever the Leafs are playing in a playoff series. And this is a great opportunity to experience even more of it because them losing to their provincial rival would be an ideal way to see them out, even better than Boston beating them once again. This line, though, you're getting definitely the best price for the Leafs at DraftKings. I'm not crazy high on the Senators here. I played a little bit at plus 176 and now plus 145. I have no interest in that whatsoever. But obviously, if you shop around, you can get far better numbers on the Sens. In theory, the Leafs should be bigger favorites than minus 170 here, considering they are the better team. They are, almost every way, they are the better team. It's just a case of the history of this team. The demons are not exercised yet. So that's why there's a bit of attraction for the Senators. But this Leafs team does seem a little different. I would say they have better metrics in the past than this current Leafs team, but they are playing a lot better defensively and in net for sure. Stolarz and Woll have been excellent, and that's always been a concern for Leafs teams going into the playoffs. Will the goaltending hold up? They should be fine in net for once. It's just it's more of a, I don't know. It's something qualitative here that makes me want to back the Sens rather than the quantitative stuff. The metrics, I would say, just bet the Leafs here because they are the far better team on paper. And if they play like they do in the regular season, they should win this series easily. Although the Senators have won the past 5 games against the Leafs so they might have to have their number. But playoffs are a different animal. You'll get a much better effort from the Leafs when the games really matter, you would think, or it's just the pressure gets to them again. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of nebulous stuff going on in this series. Whenever the Leafs play, it's narrative town. So yeah, it's Sens are nothing for me, but definitely not a plus 145. That's a silly price. You can get 30 cents better at a few other places too. So yeah, I really want the Sens to win, but only a little bit of money on them winning the series.
Yeah, I mean the East in general is, I think every series is kind of a toss up. This is probably the best series out there, given Toronto's history, given how the Sens have dominated this matchup, like you said, won the last 5 meetings, outscored them pretty handily there as well. But I mean, people are like, oh, it's Craig Berube. We'll see how they do under Berube. The Leafs did win 9 of their past 10, 5 straight going into the playoffs. They never really took their foot off the gas, but neither did the Sens. Sens have won 6 of their past 8 there to get into the playoffs. They're getting Brady Tkachuk back. The trade for Dylan Cousins has been great for them. Him on that second line now with Batherson and Perron. You got Grieg, Pinto, and Amadio on the third line. That's been a good checking line for them. So I think they have the depth to kind of combat Toronto's depth as well. Like Toronto has 2 good lines and a third decent line. So it might come down to that goaltending. Linus Ullmark has been great for the Sens, all season long. Not a great start last night, giving up 5 to Carolina on 33 shots. But on the other side, Anthony Stolarz has won 8 straight starts, only allowing 11 goals in that span, back-to-back shutouts against the Habs and then the Sabres there. I mean, and he seems to be the guy that could get hot. He could get hot. He could carry this team potentially all the way to, the Stanley Cup final, potentially to a cup. I do like him for a potential long shot Conn Smythe bet. I mentioned that last show, a few shows ago, I believe. But yeah, for this one, this is clearly the best line for the Leafs. If you like the Leafs, take them here minus 170. I got the Sens at plus 165. They were underdogs in all 5 of those games that they beat the Leafs. Slight underdogs, like plus 118, plus 101, but still underdogs. They're still the little brother in this kind of relationship there, kind of like the Panthers were. We finally saw them take it over against the Lightning, but both of these teams very healthy now coming into the playoffs. Toronto just OEL, David Kampf, Jake McCabe day-to-day, but none of those guys are clearly major pieces. Austin Matthews came back to score a few goals, so he might be looking better now as well. I mean, this should be a great series. I'm not sure what it is to go to 7 games. That could be what we're looking at, plus 210. Maybe for that reason, take a Sens plus 1.5 at minus 140. But if you can get Sens at plus 160, plus 170 even, like, I think that's worth a sprinkle. I could see them, upsetting the Leafs in game 1 or game 2, and then you get a worse price on this end. So yeah, this is one of the few dogs I'm taking in the series here. Sens plus 145. You just can't trust the Leafs. You can't trust them in the playoffs. And we were talking about before how this is the first time in a while they've won the division, and now they're getting the team that kind of owns them recently. And it's the first time winning the Atlantic since it became a thing. They won the North Division back in that bubble, and that was kind of a joke of a thing. And they hadn't won a division since the Northeast in 2000. So very rare for the Leafs to win the division. And now they get rewarded with the Sens, who definitely seem to have their number. It's going to come down to if the Leafs keep doing what they're doing in the regular season, because in the past years it seems like they're all kind of run and gun in the regular season, and then in the playoffs they try to play more playoff style. I think Berube has had them better prepared for the playoffs now, playing all season long, but it's still the Leafs. It's still the demons are still there. You still got the ghosts. So for all of that, you got to go with the Sens at a plus 145 or better, hopefully better.
One last thing. I know Linus Ullmark has been terrific, of course, former Vezina winner, but he's got a sub 900 save percentage in 8 playoff games, and only 5-3 in those games, playing with some good Bruins teams. So that's a little bit of a concern. But Stolarz hasn't played 1 playoff game. Obviously, he has a cup, but as a backup, where he didn't play any minutes, so we don't know what he is like in the playoffs. So could still be an interesting dynamic there in net, the way these elite regular season goalies handle the playoffs. Stolarz actually, I think, had the best save percentage in the league, even better than Hellebuyck at the end. So interesting there. yeah, let's go Sens. Forsberg is a stud, Smitty says.
No.
I hope we don't see Forsberg. That means things are going terribly bad.
Yeah, but I guess with those Allmark playoff games, he was always kind of looking over his shoulder with Swayman. Like if he had a bad start, he might not have the net. So maybe he has a better mindset now, knowing that it's his net no matter what, unless he gets hurt. He has won 13 of his past 17 starts since March 1st. Not a great save percentage, though, in that span, 906. But he did have that one win in Toronto. So, maybe, we'll see what the Sens can do. Yeah, hard to say with a straight face. Yeah, definitely Smitty for Forsberg there. Their future odds here, you got the Leafs 6-1 to win the East, the Sens 20-1. Do you like either of those?
No. I mean, if we knew beforehand, if the Panthers Lightning goes 7 games and there's a few key injuries there, then maybe Leafs 6-1 because their path becomes a lot easier, and that's also a good price in the market. I'm largely seeing like 5-1. But yeah, no, I don't want to back the Leafs to go to a cup for many reasons. But no, I don't. I just don't. I don't think they have it in them. Just we have to see it to believe it, kind of thing. You can't trust this team until they actually prove that they can put more than a few wins together in a series.
Yeah. I completely agree. I think whoever wins the Panthers Bolt series makes the Stanley Cup final, unless like you said, there are some major injuries on either side there.
I definitely like the Panthers to beat the Leafs more than the Lightning. For whatever reason, the Lightning just play poorly against the Leafs, so that would be another reason. If you knew that the Lightning won in 7, then the 6-1 becomes a lot more appealing. But we don't know that, so I can't recommend it now.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Leafs are as low as plus 390 to win the East. That's an insane price. That's an insane price there at Bet365. But yes, 6-1 is the best on the market. 575 and 500 on there. So yeah. All right, let's move along here to the next East series. We have the Washington Capitals minus 320, Montreal Canadiens plus 250, Caps minus 1.5 is minus 145, Canadiens plus 1.5 is plus 125. This price has been all over the place at different times. It's moved. Different books still have different prices here, and this price might be a bit too high for the Caps. I think at this price right here, I would take the Canadiens at plus 250. I know someone shared some PDO chart that the Capitals have been kind of carried by PDO. Don't really like that Logan Thompson has been day-to-day as well. Lindgren has been good in a tandem role, but I don't know if I trust him to start 7 games in the playoffs if it has to get to that. And Montreal, this series doesn't start till when? Monday. So Montreal kind of had to empty their tank to make the playoffs after losing 3 straight, but now they have plenty of days off to kind of reset that against the Capitals. Capitals are without Alexei Protas, which I think is a bigger deal than people are noticing. He was one of the best 5-on-5 scorers in the league this season, but that's the only main injury really for either side. Habs are very healthy. Habs got Demidov now. He's been insane for them. I saw they sold like $250,000 in jersey sales during his first game. So very bright future there. Lane Hudson tied Larry Murphy for most assists by a rookie defenseman. So the Habs kind of have the vibes going, even though they lost 3 in a row. They almost choked it away. They got the vibes going now. Things are feeling good in Montreal, and it's really kind of playing with house money now. Like if they lose in the first round, whatever, this is the first step towards something else they're building. And the Caps have been kind of slipping up recently. They haven't won back-to-back games in their past 10, possibly more than that. It did seem like they were really focused on the OV chase. Yeah, the Caps won 4 in a row and 9 of 10 from March 3rd to March 22nd. But since then, they then lost 3 in a row, won a game, lost, win, 4-7-1 in their last dozen games going into the playoffs here. So maybe they can turn it on. Maybe they can get Dubois and Chychrun and all these guys to turn it on. They have been great at home, 26-9-6. Habs 17-19-5 on the road. But looking at this price, I can't take the Caps at minus 300 or better. I did take them at minus 255. I would take them at that price, but if you give me Habs plus 250 or better, I think I would have to sprinkle something on that. or even plus 1.5 games at plus 125. Like I could see this series going pretty long, especially if Sam Montembeault can show up.
Mathematically, that doesn't make any sense, but we don't have to delve into that right now. Surely you're just paying vig if you take the Caps minus 255, Canadiens plus 250.
Well, if these are the only prices available, I would take the Canadiens.
Yeah, this is again one of the better prices for the Habs. One of the sharper books here are taking 20K, have the Caps at minus 247. So you even get the penny lean there with the Habs. They did get a little bit of the early money, like they started off at a crazy high number to begin with, and it's only come down a little bit at this book. But this is definitely my favorite dog in these series. I do not like the Capitals at all at this massive price. The Canadiens, they got more momentum going into the end of the season on a high. They had that great winning run. And they're playing good hockey too. Like it wasn't just a fraudulent streak like that of the Stars or the Blues. They were actually earning a lot of these wins. They struggled towards the end. They were slipping a little bit, but that was just the pressure getting to them. I think they thrive as underdogs, not as big favorites like they were against the Hawks and even an AHL Hurricanes team. They played one of the worst games of the season against the Blackhawks, and that was really an AHL team. It's just I trust this team a lot more when they're backs against the wall, nobody believes in us kind of thing. And they have the best home ice advantage in the league. The Bell Center, the Centre de Bell, will be rocking their first playoff game, true playoff game. We're not counting the bubble stuff, although they did cheat and stick way more fans in there than they were allowed by the league. But it's still not what it's going to be like on Monday, or rather whenever they play the first home game. I like the Habs here quite a bit. Just Capitals being way overrated. They lost a lot of that momentum they had when everyone was written for Ovechkin, as you were saying. And the gas is out of the tank there, and it's hard to get that back exactly. So if the Habs can steal it on the road, watch out, because it's going to be tough to beat them in Montreal. So I like the Habs quite a bit in this one. Give me a plus 250. And naturally, I would like this series to go long. Typically, if a big dog wins, they don't do it in 4 or 5. So would like the over games as well.
Yeah, and I'm assuming neither of us like Caps 5-1 or Canadiens 50-1 to win the East. I don't think either of these teams has more than a round in them.
No, maybe the Caps, because I don't like the Hurricanes either. But no, I don't think that they're winning the East.
Yeah. The Metro is doesn't really have too much of a chance in the East this year.
Certainly not. You can see that even in the division to win the Stanley Cup. They're looking pretty bleak there. We make good calls there with both the Central and especially the Atlantic. They're by far the favorites now to win the Cup.
And you're a Canadian team to win the Cup is looking good too. With the Jets and the Leafs, I think are the top 2 in the in Dom's model.
Nah, it's actually gone up, like, because the Oilers suck now, and without Ekholm and whatever, and the Oilers were the main reason to make that bet. But that was a long time ago, it's whatever. Hopefully the Jets win. That would be nice.
Yeah, I also don't understand why his model loves the Leafs so much, but we can talk about that some other time.
Yeah, he's a Leafs fan. It's every year.
Yeah. All right, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Pick'em. You can play any sport and win up to 100 times your entry. Still have time to get into the Zamboni Best Puck Playoff Contest. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code HGP. And Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. They're now live for Major League Baseball. Plus, they got models for NBA and golf. Picks so good, it feels like cheating. Building your own model is simple and easy. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off monthly with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off annual with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM. Promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50.
I want to say one more thing about that series, just on the Conn Smythe. Demidov opened as 500 to 1 to win the Conn Smythe. I saw he's as low as like 75, 60 to 1 even. So everybody is a Demi believer. But I can tell you one thing: he is going to be a Calder bet for me early in the cycle next year. I think he's got an even better chance to win than Bedard did when he won his Calder. I haven't really looked at the other rookies involved, but I don't think anybody is close to his level. It's not going to be like this year where there was a few good cases: Alabrini, Bichkov, Lane Hudson. Next year, I don't think it's going to be nearly as stacked. And Davidov I think he's better than all three of those guys.
Yeah, we'll see where Misa goes. If he goes to a good situation, maybe he'll have a chance, or Higgins. But yeah, I think Demidov should be the favorite. Like,
wait, who was the first one you said?
Michael Misa.
Who the hell is that?
That's he's supposed to go number 2, the center from Saginaw.
Oh, no, he's not winning.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Demidov seems like, I'm trying to think about if there's even any other guys that were like drafted last year or the year before that are coming up. But
yeah, I feel like
no one
Zane Parekh has had a good start for the Flames. He'll be involved there, but it's not even close.
Zeev Bouillon, we could have another wild defenseman to disappoint us.
God forbid. Disappoint us. Faber would have been nice.
But he didn't win.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. From that respect, yes.
Yeah, it was a good bet. It was a great bet. Sure, we do it again.
I got you now. I got you.
Yeah. All right, the final Eastern Conference series, quite possibly the best. We got the Panthers -115 against the Lightning -105. 1.5 spread. Panthers -1.5 plus 160. Lightning +1.5 -190. Joel, close it out.
This would be my favorite series to watch, except I'm going to be watching in utter pain with every hit. Don't get hurt. Whoever got hit, don't get hurt. I hope this series lasts 4 games, and whoever wins it is going to win the cup. I really hope that's the case. And yeah, so it's not going to be a fun watch for me. Just hoping all these games early, no overtimes, preferably just in and out domination by one team, and then we're just totally healthy, which won't happen because this is going to be a war. The War of Florida, Battle for whatever you call it, the Alligator Alley. I think that's what Drancer called it. He used to be a Panthers beat writer, okay. So the Alligator Alley.
All right, we can go with that.
Yeah, it's going to be a war. I don't even know if it's going to go 7 games, but they'll be close games. I'm pretty sure. Lightning won 2 of the past 3 series against the Panthers. Panthers finally got by them last year, but I don't think that really matters in the season series. I think it was pretty even 2-1 for whichever team. Yeah, so
2-2. It was 2-2 season series.
Okay, there you go. Matthew Tkachuk, of course, back for the Panthers. Every report seems to suggest he's going to be 100%. No lingering stuff, but the Panthers are notoriously murky when it comes to player info, even for an NHL team. So yeah, I've had a tiny bit of Lightning, but I'm not really confident that. That's probably my smallest bet. That and the Sens anyway. But yeah, it's Lightning long-term stuff because if they get by Panthers, I think there's a very good chance. And if the Panthers get by the Lightning, I think there's even better chance for the Panthers considering they match up better against the Leafs. And I really don't see the teams on the other side of the bracket knocking them out. So yeah, Panthers win this. I'll be adding more. If Lightning win this, I don't think I'll be adding more. Unless it's versus the Sens, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and this is the only series I haven't touched yet, and I got 3 more days to decide what to do with it because game 1's not until Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern. So, by that point, maybe we'll see even better odds for the East because if the Canes go up 2-0 or if the Caps go up 2-0, they'll be favored to win the East, and you get better odds on the Panthers or Lightning right now. Panthers are plus 370 to win the conference, Lightning plus 525. But like we said about the Stars Avalanche series before the Stars injuries, like whoever wins that series is probably going to the cup final. Same thing with this one. Like, it's a shame it's the first round. I understand, like, they're all healthy, they're playing their best hockey right now, but you really wish you could see these teams, battle it out in the conference final to go to the cup rather than potentially getting beat up and then getting both of them out by the conference final. But yeah, I don't know if there's really a way to bet this series beforehand. If anything, maybe bet it to go 7 games plus 200. I know DraftKings doesn't have an over-under, but if there's an over 5.5, even at a juicy minus 200, something like that, or split it between 6 and 7 at 2-1, I think that's probably the way to go. I don't see this being a short series unless there's some early injuries. Both of these teams, like I said, split the season series. Both teams won 1 at home, 1 on the road. Even though the last game didn't really matter, Tampa won 5-1. at home on April 15th, which was Tuesday or Wednesday this week. So yeah, this should be a great series. Excited to watch it. Excited to bet it live. Possibly go with the zigzag theory. Like if the team this is a very possible series where it goes a team wins every other game, because that's just the type of thing that you see between these two. Yeah, it's annoying for the Matthew Tkachuk injury, because like you Google Matthew Tkachuk to try to find the news, and you see all these fucking clickbait titles like, "Oh, Panthers issue massive injury update," and there's no massive injury update. It's like, oh, he might come back. Like, but if Kachuk's back, I'm assuming he will be. It's really a complete toss-up. Like, it makes sense that these odds are a pick 'em. If I had to make a pick, I'd probably take the Lightning, but I think this is going to be a long series, and you'll probably be able to get both of these teams at plus odds at some point during the next week, like next week or two. So wait for that. Wait to see how the first few games play out. I hate to have like a past series, but like Lightning, very, very, a very short look on the Lightning, if you will.
For some reason, those clickbait stuff, I've been seeing a lot of Blackhawks, like the Dart, all the time. Like for the past, 3-4 months, like Blackhawks issue concerning statement regarding future of Bedard in Chicago. It's like there's a new article about that every 2 weeks that I see in my my feed there. But anyway, go scroll down. I want to see the top goal scorer in the series. Yeah, you got Sam Reinhart there, plus 475. That one makes sense. Kucherov, I don't really like that. Jake Guentzel at plus 550. That's kind of calling me. He was more or less tied with Brayden Point in terms of goals. I think one behind Pointer. Both are playoff performers, but in the Conn Smythe, Guentzel is 100-1. Brayden Point's like 50, 60-1 at best, I'm pretty sure. So I bet a little Jake Guentzel 100-1 and Kucherov at 30-1. I think those are the guys I'm going to war with in terms of Lightning. Conn Smythe, yeah, but the most goals there, I kind of like that Jake Guentzel plus 550.
Jake Guentzel there, and if I'm going to be betting most goals, I think we'll probably get into more of this stuff tomorrow. I kind of like Anthony Cirelli at 30-1. He's a guy that could get some shorties. He's looked as more of a defensive guy, because this could be a series where a bunch of different guys score like 2 goals, and like if he gets 3, like I feel like that's the way to go. Sam Bennett, if he has a good series, he's 17-1 here. He's
I only want guys in the top power play, because there's going to be so many penalties.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. I can't imagine Cirelli's on the top unit.
Yeah, it's just going to be those guys in the single digits for Hagee and up.
Yeah, Hagel's interesting at 11-1. Yeah, exactly. Both of us at the same time. They're 11-1 he's on the top unit. He had 80 points this season. Like, he's had an incredible season for them.
We mentioned Dom earlier. He's actually rated out as 6th, I think, in terms of his net rating across the whole league. 6th. I don't know how you get to that number, but he's definitely a tremendous player. I was really impressed there in the 4 Nations. But I don't know about 6th best in the league. That's a little out there.
Yeah. I mean, this should be a great series. Conn Smythe, yeah, Guentzel at 100-1 or better does look pretty good, but I don't want to bet anything shorter than that in a series where I think that it's a toss-up. So yeah, look for the long shots now, and then kind of whittle it down as the playoffs move along. Yeah, like I said before, Panthers plus 370, Lightning plus 525, but I wouldn't bet any of that right now. Wait to see what happens with the Canes, with the Caps. You can probably get a better price before this series even starts on Tuesday. All right. Anything else here on the East or the West before we close things out?
Not that I could think of, but yeah, I got another day to think of some more stuff before the action gets going. Yeah, let's enjoy one hell of a weekend coming up. Even the basketball will have some action there. What do I got? I got everything parlay with the Knicks. I know that to win the series. Other than that, it's mostly just I don't know, a bit of Lakers against the Timberwolves. Kind of want the Nuggets now that they're like dogs. They opened up as favorites, but everybody likes the Clippers for good reason, I guess. But we'll see. Maybe just a few shekels on, I guess, my favorite team in the NBA. If I have one, it would be the Nuggets.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Double. Yeah, but yeah, let's just let's go Thunder.
Yeah, I'm all right. Well, we'll be back on Saturday around 4 p.m. Eastern. Plenty of sports this weekend. Yeah, we got NBA kicking off all day tomorrow. You got NHL starting tomorrow, and then Sunday. So got some golf going on. So yeah, good time to be a sports fan here. Make sure you Subscribe to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple, on Spotify, on YouTube. Get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. And I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. You'll find me cheering on another Justin Thomas collapse at the RBC Heritage at the Harbor Town, whatever it's called, this week. And we'll once again witness Scheffler win a golf tournament.
See ya.